I've had 11 fights. I've had 6 documented, 5 not documented. Not saying I was the best in the world, but I was lucky enough to win each and every one of them. And it was just because I was better than the people I fought. My third fight was against a guy called Joe Joyce, which was a nephew of Big Joe. He was a trained, seasoned fighter, All-Ireland champion 4 years in a row. I had an issue with me and his dad had an issue. Something was said, he asked me out to fight. I said yes, but I actually tried to talk myself out of the fight because I wasn't training. I don't like training, I don't like fighting. So I said, look, let's fight for 10 grand. Right, he said, no, I'm not interested, let's make it 20. And I said, fuck this, let's do 30. So we decided, I'll try to buy myself out of the fight. So let's say he accepted the fight, went on, and the fight went for 17 minutes. Very, very good, clean fight. There was no need for referees. There was no issue in the fight. Luckily enough, I was just a stronger person on the day. And I took the fight after 17, 18 minutes. We shook hands, and I didn't see him for 20 years later. Fight after that was a guy called Paddy Joyce, Big Joe's brother, he nicknamed the Lurch. He decided that he could take me because he seemed enough better than the Joe Joyce guy I fought. So basically what was going on was, people say that I jumped on a pedestal and I done this, I done that. I didn't. They put me on that pedestal. They were the one that was building me up by sending guys that couldn't beat me. And then they were sending other guys to try and take me off that pedestal, and they were building me higher. That's the way I looked at life, and it's something I didn't want to do. So when this Paddy Lurch came on, Paddy said, let's fight for 5 grand. I said, no, let's make it 10 and keep it at that. But to be honest, I didn't see Paddy to maybe 10 years prior to that. And Paddy was doing a lot of fighting in London, and he was doing very well. So I said, I've only 3 fights behind me, and I said, right, let's do it, but I need 12 weeks training. So I got my 12 weeks training, and I took the fight, and we decided to fight for 20 grand. And that fight lasted 16, 17 minutes, something like that. And I don't know if you've ever seen the YouTube video of Paddy where the referees were asking him to stop, and he wouldn't stop. That's the fight I mean, and you know, he still to this day, he never said, I'm beat, you know. The referees told him he was beat. He was that stubborn and thick and probably cheeky that he said, look, I'm not giving up. But the referees called it because he was injured. So I took that fight, and I took the money, and we divided, and we had a few drinks on it, and the families had a few quid here and there. But that was probably one of the most famous fights I was probably in, because it was highlighted all over social media at the time. It made front lines in newspapers in Ireland.